She's sniffing around another billionaire. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. A little while ago, there was the suggestion that Harry's wife was trying to cozy up to the billionaire Getty, part of the Getty dynasty. However, it would appear that the family were wise to the fact that a spider was trying to ingratiate herself with a member of their family and took swift steps to bring that budding relationship to a conclusion. Why might Harry's wife be sniffing around in such a fashion? Well, if you've been paying attention to my work, you will know that from the narcissistic dynamic, Harry is in the sustained devaluation, which means there is essentially a green light for Harry's wife to look at a replacement. She doesn't think to herself, do you know what? Harry's a twat. I'm going to go and find a replacement. No, instead what happens is her narcissism guides her to be flirtatious with people, to bat her eyelashes at them, to be overly tactile with them, for the purposes of drawing them in, to cause them to become a friend, and then possibly moving it towards intimacy, because the narcissism no longer sees Harry as the most useful individual to the narcissist. Instead, what happens is that her narcissism looks at him and recognizing he still serves a purpose, but he's seen now as a malfunctioning appliance. It might be that he's not always as easy as he once was to control. His fuel output may not be as good as it once was, or it's become stale. The character traits have lost their lustre, and those residual benefits aren't stacking up in the way that they once did. Somebody else, however, by comparison, looks an altogether tastier morsel. They are viewed as easier to control. Their fuel is viewed as better. Ditto character traits and residual benefits. Accordingly, with Harry being in the sustained devaluation, her narcissism starts to look around for a replacement, compelling Harry's wife to engage with such individuals and spending less time. Thus, previously, the suggestion was that she was moving in on a member of the Getty family. That didn't come to fruition for her. Thus, who is it this time that has attracted her attention? Is it recently divorced Bill Gates? Might it be that she's trying to muscle in on Elon Musk? Perhaps she has decided that Jeff Bezos could do with a bit of spicy poontang. Well, according to reports, the suggestion is that it's David Mayer de Rothschild. Who he, you might ask? Well, in order to understand more about this story and the possibility that Harry's wife is sniffing around another billionaire, we have to understand about the relationship that he has with Angelina Jolie. David Mayer de Rothschild was spotted on a lunch date with Brad Pitt's ex. David Mayer de Rothschild is a film producer billionaire and youngest heir to the banking dynasty's fortune. David Mayer de Rothschild may come from one of the world's richest families, but he's something of an eco-warrior, building boats out of used plastic bottles and declared a climate hero by the United Nations. De Rothschild's father, Evelyn, was the late Queen Elizabeth's personal financial advisor, and David has done everything from producing documentaries about James Bond to writing kids' books. A few days ago, Angelina Jolie was spotted enjoying an animated lunch with David Mayer de Rothschild at Nobu in Malibu. The pair, in matching black ensembles, spent 3 whole hours chatting and smiling over the meal before walking out of the restaurant together. Whether the meeting was for business or pleasure, the two clearly get on like a house on fire. After the split from Brad Pitt in 2016, Angelina Jolie has not been in a relationship, at least not one that the world knows about. In September 2021, there were rumours that she was dating Abel Tesfaye, also known as The Weeknd, after they were seen having lunch twice, but it seemed to end there. And while de Rothschild is already married, meaning any rumours of a romance between him and Jolie are unlikely, the pair definitely have a lot in common. He's the youngest heir to the Rothschild fortune, and he was born in 1978. The Rothschilds are one of the most powerful banking dynasties in Europe and one of the richest families in the world and in history, dating back to the 1760s. The Rothschilds also have links to the British royal family. Evelyn, his father, was a personal financial advisor to the late Queen and was even knighted by her in 1989 for services to banking and finance, according to British media. While the family has several branches, including in Austria, France and England, David is the youngest heir to the collective Rothschild fortune valued somewhere between $300 billion and $400 billion, according to Celebrity Net Worth. His personal net worth is estimated to be around about $10 billion. Despite his privileged background, de Rothschild has shown a passion for science and nature since a young age. After studying political science and natural medicine in the United Kingdom, he crossed the Antarctic on foot at the age of 26, before joining a 100-day polar expedition a year later, during which he crossed the Arctic from Russia to Canada and became one of only 42 people and the youngest British person ever to reach both geographical poles. He's also an activist. He is an activist for causes such as he gives speeches and lectures to raise awareness about the importance of protecting the environment. In the late 2000s, he created the Plastic-E, a 60-foot-long sustainable ship made from around 12,500 reclaimed plastic bottles, as reported by National Geographic. It sailed some 8,000 nautical miles across the Pacific Ocean, from San Francisco to Sydney, to draw attention to toxic plastic use. He's also the founder of the Voice for Nature Free Foundation, which works to support creative, innovative, and sustainable individuals and organizations. He also created Impact. He created to help NGOs and social enterprise access and better understand their supporters. He's a film producer. His brother Anthony is director of A7 Music, while his sister Jessica is a film producer. One of his earliest entrepreneurial ventures was creating his own music merchandising company, Click and Create. He has produced several documentaries, including Playground in 2009 about the child sex trade in the United States. He was also a host of Eco Trip, The Real Cost of Living, Plastic-E and the Material of the Future, and most recently After Antarctica, following the changes renowned polar explorer Will Steger witnessed in the Antarctic. He also produced Becoming Bond in 2017, a documentary about the troubled acting career of James Bond actor George Lazenby. He has written the Live Earth Global Warming Survival Handbook, 77 Essential Skills to Stop Climate Change or Live Through It. He is married to an actress. He's been married to Ukrainian actress Karina Dayko since 2010. Now, what does all of this have to do with Harry's wife, I hear you asking? Well, first of all, consider what I've told you about him. What a target it would make for Harry's wife. He would provide fuel. It looks like he's a quite involved individual. And if he was made intimate partner, his fuel would be the most potent. Lots of character traits to take from him. Very well connected, part of the Rothschild dynasty. He has connections in lots of different fields, companies. You have the environmental credentials, you have entrepreneurship, you have writing, film production. You have the fact that Harry's wife may well mirror the fact that he's involved in film. I'm an actress. And also the fact that he's married an actress already wouldn't deter Harry's wife. After all, the narcissist does not respect the boundary of somebody else's relationship. An individual is fair game if the narcissism determines that the narcissist should go after them. And the fact that she sees that he already has a wife as an actress would not stand in the way, and also likely to encourage her by thinking, he likes actresses. So in terms of the prime aims, he would tick a lot of boxes, and in particular, one of the most important for Harry's wife, he's shit wealthy. He's got shitloads of money, worth at least $10 billion, far more than that which Harry has, and is the heir to a dynasty which is in the hundreds of billions also. A very attractive prospect to someone such as Harry's wife. Now, he's been seen hobnobbing with Angelina Jolie. Harry's wife might interpret that as, he's got a wandering eye. And remember, Harry's wife operates with magical thinking. She won't think to herself, oh, he's married, he's content, he's happy, I will stay away. Oh no, her narcissism will tell her, this individual will clearly fancy you. He's into actresses, he's into film, he's cares about the environment, he's clearly a philanthropist, all the things that you are, Harry's wife. Therefore, it makes sense for you to go after him. Thus, he would be a very attractive prospect to Harry's wife. Now, where does Harry's wife actually fit into any involvement with him? Well, apparently, it has been suggested that Harry's wife was having lunch with David Mayer de Rothschild. Now, the situation is that David Mayer de Rothschild is apparently married. There had been some speculation that he had been stepping out with Angelina Jolie, although that was stated just to be friendship. The suggestion is that Harry's wife was going to be having lunch with David Mayer de Rothschild, but he was told that the lunch was to include Harry, therefore he was going to attend. He presumably thought, okay, I'm meeting Harry and Harry's wife. But then, when he was made aware that Harry wasn't coming and it would just be Harry's wife, he excused himself and left Harry's wife. This is simply a rumour, but if it's accurate, it would not be a surprise. Furthermore, note this. If David Mayer de Rothschild is married, Harry's wife doesn't care about that. If he's perhaps separated and he's been dating Angelina Jolie, Harry's wife doesn't care about that. She will quite happily trample on somebody else's blossoming relationship. It might be the simple case that he is married and he was just meeting Angelina Jolie to discuss humanitarian, philanthropist aspects, some form of joint collaboration. It's unclear as to the nature of their relationship. But what would be clear for Harry's wife is that he would make a particularly tasty target, and it does appear that once he realised that it was just Harry's wife coming along, if this is true, he decided, no, thank you. Once again, Harry's wife sniffing around a billionaire, not getting anywhere, and purportedly being somewhat humiliated by him realising, oh, it's just you, well, no, I don't want to have lunch with you, and him making a swift exit. Rather entertaining, if accurate and true, and demonstrates how Harry's wife doesn't recognise the boundaries. If he is married, she doesn't care about that. If he isn't and he's separated and he's seeing Angelina Jolie, she doesn't care about that either. She would see him as fair game and believe that he would want her, because after all, she is Harry's wife. It remains to be seen if she tries again, or if there's any comeback from Angelina Jolie, who probably, as a narcissistic psychopath, if interested herself in David Mayer de Rothschild, would just regard Harry's wife as an irritating distraction, and would swat her away as one would swat an annoying buzzing fly away from oneself. But for Harry's wife, it wouldn't be a surprise if she were sniffing around a billionaire because of all of the aspects that fit with the prime aims, and of course, Harry finds himself still in the sustained devaluation with the risk of disengagement. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.